So now Osi Olawako next door, who has a whole shop, who has what do you
whole
call
studio.
A whole studio. My apologies. So you have become that woman that when Hohula you looked up to, you saw, and you were going to their workshop. How does that feel for you?
The first project, I still have it. The first project that I made at the Tshwane University of Technology, it's a corset.
Oh,
Like the first, my first corset, I still have it.
wonderful.
I still look back and say,
This was the beginning.
This was the beginning.
Imagine. What you have learned outside of university is what has helped you grow, you know? And it almost seems like university became the foundation, and everything else, every course you took, every workshop you went to, built on that foundation, that core foundation of you being a fashion designer. And now you can even do your own finances. You know, you can even do your own marketing. You are learning about AI marketing, which is a new field, you know? Okay.
But for me to make it new,
Yeah.
I had to put like paint splashes.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And these are all the patches. It's not a one fabric, it's
Like
all the
patch,
patches.
patch. Wow.
Right? And use, obviously, I mean, from one jean you can't get like big off cuts. You use that leg, you know, the one that you could see there's still quality. so yeah, to make it very new, the whole paint thing works out for me. Then you get to varsity.
Exactly. And where did you go to varsity?
Tshwane University of Technology.
Amen.
in
Good.
Garangua.
Hello and welcome to Trailblazers. I am your host, Kamoto Louisa Siyama. This is the space where we celebrate real entrepreneurs, their journeys, their struggles, their lessons, as well as their growth. Here we go beyond the highlight reel and we explore their courage, resilience, as well as the passion that goes behind building something very meaningful. Thank you for joining us. Let's dive in today's conversation. I'm excited to welcome Lebogang Morgan to the Trailblazers Podcast. Lebogang Morgan is the founder, the chief visionary, and the creative director of Modice Creation. Today, we're diving into her entrepreneurial journey, the beginnings, the challenges, the lessons, as well as the growth. Welcome, Lebogang. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you so much.
How do you feel?
I'm excited and nervous at the same time, so yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you for having us, and thank you for coming here. We're going to talk about your journey today.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Modice Creation, how it started. Hitting. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, cool. Lebogang. Morgan. I love calling you Morgan. Which one is better for you?
Lebo.
Okay, wonderful. Lebo, take us back to the very beginning, before even Modice Creation was the powerhouse that it is now. Take us back to its inception. What was it like?
Okay, if I take you back, wow. I think I was born an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's something that it's in my blood. Like, ke godile, ke rata business. So I've never dreamt of working for any big companies, or like I didn't see myself there. So if I take you back, my great grandmother, ne aroka.
Okay.
So at home I grew up, there was this singer machine that they would put on top of the wardrobe. It was forever there. So the first grandchild, which is my cousin, went for the sewing lessons but never took it to that point. So I grew up and I knew like 4 o'clock my parents are coming, my aunts are coming, and I will get a hiding for it. Right. So I fell in love. I'm not gonna lie, I fell in love. And when I got to my middle school, there was home economics.
Ah.
And when I think the first day that I went into the room, home economics, and there was sewing machine, I was like, now I'm really
There.
like, so it was heaven to me. So you can imagine the first projects that I made, I started selling them,
Oh my words.
and funny enough, like I was that one girl who would sell the homework, assignments, and
Your life.
So you can imagine, like that alone just says a lot. But in those days it was like, I'm just playing, get my school juice, the ice pop and sell it, so like that those are the things that I've never identified and said, this is entrepreneurship, but it was just playing around, right?
It was just life.
It was just life, you know. Do you know when destiny follows you, like certain things follows you, like after my parents got married, we moved to Harangua, right? Okay. And our neighbor from Lesotho, Maseboza, used to stitch, and she had a sewing machine, right? Yeah. Okay, then I moved to Soshanguve. My neighbor was also a dressmaker, like, right? So and in high school, I was that child. My mom was a shopaholic, so I used to be that child who will say, I don't want a pocket this side, I want it that side. I don't want it at the back. Why should it be at the back? So I would put it on the side. I would change buttons. I would cut my clothes. So, my mom was like, I bought you this, you change it to this. But that is who I am. So it at a very early age, then I saw those things when I got to high school, and I was sitting next to this friend of mine. I was sitting in the front, and they would say to me, what do you want to be? And and I was like, but I want to make clothes. And a friend of mine says, it's a fashion design. I was like, oh yes, I want to be a fashion designer, and I didn't know there was that word that was like fashion designer. I was like, okay, I wanted to be a seamstress, a tailor, but in a classy way, like a fashion designer.
That's more high.
That's more like another level.
Imagine.
So from there, I've never looked back. I went.
So since high school.
Since primary.
Imagine. So do you still have your grandmother's old sewing machine?
I don't know what happened to it. I know that I did damage it, but I don't know what happened to it.
Because that was the beginning of everything.
Yeah.
And then it seems like for me, what you're saying, the stars were aligning. I mean, you go Harangua, next door your house is a seamstress. You go Soshanguve, your next door neighbor also is in this field, right? How did you communicate with them? Did that collaboration or did that kind of community around you spark even more that passion? I want to do this thing for life. Was there ever any question about what you wanted to do afterwards or even before?
My late mom used to be in the health sector, so she always go like, be a physiotherapist, be like, but I've always went like, I want to be a fashion designer, and she saw the signs, and she used to be like, I believe back in those days, fashion designers were not recognized. I think it was not a career, because one of my best friend's mother once said to me like, oh, that's a hobby.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Because to me, I thought it's a career, Then like my mom will tell me stories about and that's what my great grandmother used to do, and obviously they would look at the challenges of the finances. I think from my mom's view, it was like and some clients wouldn't pay, like Bomme Batapelo wouldn't pay, and then we'll have to go and collect so
struggle.
Yes. So then, like, then I'm hearing my mom's view. Yeah. Then I'm going next door. Like I'm remembering like the things that used to happen, like come work on next door, and go like, oh okay, what para says man, and there's no measurements that are done, like oh utle kausani, you know.
Oh,
Yes, and then utla just skate and stamulekana, and then also there was no final say kana kotsela, like come work on next door agoro ke tsa sa tla mama ngweleng, it is what it is, you're not changing, right? Then that's I'm fast forward to high school.
Yes.
I'm learning also how the next door neighbor in Soshanguve is doing things, right? And I'm there like because it was my grade 12 and I'm spending my time while other kids are playing and doing. I'm there, right? Then you get to varsity.
Exactly. And where did you go to varsity?
Swan University of Technology.
Amen.
in Garangua. Okay. So I'm born, bred, and battered in Garangua, right? I was born in Garangua Hospital.
Yeah.
I went to all the schools in Garangua and then TUT. But in those days.
Okay.
Talk
to us.
Okay. This will reveal my age.
Let it be revealed.
So in 2004, when I was registering you know, there was just starting to call it TUT, right? And also, I mean, like all these technicals and like everything. So there was a strike. Okay, now the fees tsa ko toropong tsa fashion design le the fees tsa Garangua, they'll be the same and all this, but there was like a huge strike. I literally stayed at home for like 3 months.
So you didn't even question what am I going to study afterwards? You just got in Koslohelo and you were like, this fashion design.
I never looked back.
There was no like option 3, 4, 5.
No.
Yeah.
Bona, it was like in Benekan
there,
like
one way.
I was yeah.
That's
so
beautiful.
I'm you know when you have those things that I'm gonna sketch and I didn't know who's gonna make it.
You are.
So we did this nice sketches and everything, and then now you have to go to a room where there's sewing machines and patterns. It's like, am I gonna do what I did?
Yeah. But there was the lesson. There was the moderators, the facilitators there.
I mean, my first year,
Yeah.
I was traveling, so I would travel from Soshanguve to Garangua.
Yeah.
And I saw the need of staying in campus, and my mom didn't understand, and not even that. My mom didn't understand, but there were those moments where there were sleepless nights, and you want to complete this thing. I think for me to see a fabric, I don't see fabric, I see the actual garment, and for me it's like the process of putting that to life is satisfaction.
It's your vibe.
Yeah.
Oh my word. What is the first garment you ever made? Post high school, right into university.
Well, the first one that I made, from primary, you used to make our own tablecloth, right? So you have to eat with a tablecloth. Like if you don't have a tablecloth, you won't sit and eat. No.
Oh, wow.
So that I think also one of my love project, I will call it. So
you still have it?
No. Okay. I used to do that a lot. I would make hats, I would make gloves, scarves. But the first project, I still have it. The first project that I made at the Tshwane University of Technology, it's a corset.
Oh.
Like the first, my first corset, I still have it.
Wonderful.
I still look back and say,
this was the beginning.
This was the beginning.
Imagine.
You know.
I love it.
So
so now we are coming into Modice Creation. While you are in university, what is informing you to say, let me start a company, let me formalize this, or let me go and look for work? How does that mindset kind of form for you?
Okay, so I after I graduated, so I applied, like any graduate will do. I would apply for a job. Though I've never dreamt of it. I would apply for a job, and I remember my first interview was at Edcon.
Okay.
Yeah, at Con. I went to Joburg. I was so well prepared. You know, they have those psychology tests that you do
Yeah.
and the sketching
So let's say
and I
the
really wanted to be a
psychometric.
buyer, hey.
Okay.
I really wanted to be a buyer because
Mhm.
a buyer traveled the world. That was like, I'm going to travel the world.
Mhm.
So it never happened because in
Yeah.
every test and interview that I did,
Yeah.
my test results will come and say, you are actually meant to be a designer than a
Alright.
buyer. And I'm like, huh.
But I want to be a buyer.
But I want to be a buyer. I did the interview with Woolworths. I did the same test.
Yeah.
Buyer.
Buyer.
But buyer didn't work for me.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, actually apply for a designer.
Yeah.
I even went to Cape Town. I did my internship in Cape Town.
Yeah.
I went to Foshini. I interviewed test. The test came and was like, no, you actually should apply for a designer. And I'm like,
The stars are aligning. I want to go.
yeah, yeah.
And
But okay. So going back after all the interviews,
Yeah.
what happened is I stayed at home for a year,
Okay.
right? Starting to make clothes. I think my first order was a wedding order. I will never forget. I think I had about 1.5. It was a lot
Okay.
of money. I laid those 100 rands and the 20 rands and under the pillow.
Okay.
I slept like for 3
You're
days. I was
visualizing
like,
that money.
because what happened is on my graduations, my aunt, like
Yeah.
my mom was like, oh no, we have to wear the stuff that you made. And I was like, okay, I did mine on the last minute.
Yeah.
My aunt was like, I want a beautiful garment. So I did one. And the following day after my graduation, someone was like, I'm getting married. I love this outfit. And that's how it started.
Yeah.
You know, Kanakoela was like size 28. I remember that couple when they came, they were like, "Re batla mme o rokang?" And I'm like, that's me.
That's
Ke
you.
nna mme o. And then I was like, let me get my sketchbook.
Yeah.
You know?
You'll give a bond.
So I remember on my way from my bedroom, they're like, "Ngwanole, o tlo rokela tsona mara." Are you sure? I mean, this is our wedding. We can't
And then
risk.
can I go like that?
Yeah, I mean, we can't risk.
Yeah.
And the wife is like, "No, man, get one outfit like
Yeah,
it's something beautiful."
The work spoke for you.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that was my first order, and boom, that was just the beginning. With the money that I did, my mom was like, I'm so proud of you. So I'm gonna add that money so I can get you an industrial machine, and that's where the journey started.
That's where it began for you.
That's where the journey started.
Afterwards, you just took off.
I took off.
There were more orders coming in. People now were recognizing you.
Yeah, hey, I
Yeah.
remember there was this shop in Rosebank, Shesha.
Mhm.
I used to take my stuff there.
Yeah.
Yay! The funniest thing is I started with the accessory, the
Okay.
jacaranda, so I'll vanish all those jacaranda.
What are the
And,
jacarandas now?
The jacaranda, you don't know the jacaranda
No.
thingy, the jacaranda tree. There was this.
Oh, okay. Those oak thingies.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
So I'll put varnish on them and make earrings.
Nice.
So I used to sell my stuff there. So yeah, I think after the first sales that I got, it was like, you made sales. I'm like, yeah, I'm
You're
gonna be in
excited.
all these shops. we dream big.
Yeah.
We dream big.
Yeah. Hopeful.
So my the first company that I registered failed, right?
Oh, okay.
Because I wanted to do everything at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the marketing that I was taught back then was not. It was a whole generation.
Yeah,
There used to
a
be
whole
the generation no marketing agency.
Marketing team,
yeah,
yeah.
that's what they did, you know.
Yeah.
Compared to the new market, you
Okay.
know. So yeah, I think it failed because of lack of resources,
Okay.
not understanding my market. At the same time, I was just doing everything at the same time. So
Okay. So what is everything? Is it like the jewelry?
the clothes, the wedding garments,
Gowns.
like you couldn't really identify me with one product,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Okay.
Then I think self-development is
Okay.
one of the best thing that one should do. I remember in Cape Town,
Yeah.
like there was this guy who was selling t-shirts,
Mm.
2 colors only, like black and white.
Plain and simple.
And yeah, he was well known of t-shirts, just black and white. And when he started adding colors, it was just navy blue. So you had 3 colors. So, and when someone says, I'm looking for a t-shirt, they would know who.
You go there. Yeah.
So that's when I was like, okay, I need to do something that I'll be well known of.
Okay.
So when I started to launch Modice Creation, it was just skits.
What brought about the name, though, before you go deeper?
Okay. My surname used to be Modice.
Oh.
So in high school, I used to sit in the front, and my Afrikaans teacher would go like, Modice, collect the homeworks.
Okay.
Modice, give everyone the question papers.
Yeah.
So like we've never liked Africans those days.
Can you even speak it now?
I do. The funny thing is when I was in Cape Town and I would have clients and I was like, I can't Afrikaans me. And they're like, but you just did. I'm like, but
Morgan. That's the extent.
You see?
Yeah.
So you can imagine. So when the teacher left, everyone was like, Modice, you're gonna give us the answers.
Yeah.
Modice, so it kind of sticked.
So remember that one.
But also I think while I was like searching, where am I going? What's the vision of Modice? Then I discovered that Modice, a mighty ordained designer interpreting a creative empire.
Modice, a mighty
ordained, D for designer, I for interpreting, C for creative, E for empire. So it's like, okay, this is the vision of my business. This is where I'm going. I need to interpret this creative empire. I need to build an empire for my kids,
powerful.
Generational wealth for my kids. So
so that's where the name was formed.
That's where I became very stubborn.
And then with stubborn, and the value of you learning how you should just narrow down your product offering into the market comes from the guy who was selling t-shirts. So what did you kind of define yourself as moving forward now?
Wow. Now I have wide range of collection of products, let me say so. And then it came to a point where I have like it's Modice Creation, and I have 2 divisions also. So I have the Green Love, which is the recycled products, right? And I have the homeware. So now I now even have the logo. Let me say not the logo, but this labels for the homeware, right? So my homeware is available at Makro online.
Good.
So so it's the aprons, the pillowcase. I still want to like increase the range.
That's good. But now Ujampili. I get you spoke about the fact that you wanted to identify yourself because people were not able to
identify me. So the first launch, I think even if you Google it, you might find it, because the story was also covered by City Press, and also because I was on Cape Town TV. So I did skits. The collection was called Sketaholic. So it was only skit. So I did skits for all seasons.
Wow.
So I've never looked back. It was just skits all the way. Then now this is what happened when someone wanted a skirt. Can you make a top with it? And I was like, okay, I'll make a top. Then yes. So everyone knew me that if you wanted any pleated skirt, flare skirt, pencil skirt, Modice.
So that's how you started.
So that's how I started.
And that's how now people got popularity. People began to know you and began to associate Modice Creation with this skirts.
Yes.
Okay.
And from skirts, throughout the pregnancy, it went from skirts to just children.
Okay.
So I did the kids collection.
Yeah.
And I worked for a company where they made baby clothes, So you dream about it. I was like, okay. Aww. And I think because I was in a market where it was full of the tourists, right? They love it. They love shweshwe.
Okay.
They love traditional fabric, Ankara fabric, and all
Yeah.
this. But with my collection, it was different because I wanted to use South African fabrics. You know,
Yeah.
I was using Tsonga vendor. So with all my dresses, it will be like every dress tells a story. You know. So I remember while I was doing the Ndebele print, and the story behind the dress was how Mama Esther was painting her house, and yes, and how the vendor.
There's a story behind it.
Yes, how the vendor, people have different colors, what they wear, and why. How the Tsongas have the shibelani and all that. So on the swing tags, we'll have like it's just a small story to say,
Beautiful.
hi, I'm a shweshwe dress, and this is my story. You know. So to tourists, it was just something great. You know, it was a storytelling. It was more than a dress, but it was a story.
I mean, clothes do tell a story, and Modice Creation, the name alone just tells a story of how, you know, you are interpreting and narrating a whole story with fabric.
Yeah.
Right? That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Talk to me, Lebogang, about the challenges. The challenges of the journey. You know, sometimes we glamorize this whole entrepreneurial life, you know, but we always hide behind the challenges of it. Talk to us about the challenges that you had to face. I mean, also the lessons that you were learning throughout, you know. What were the challenges initially, and what are the challenges now that you are still facing and overcoming, you know?
Wow. I think the things that we don't talk about is how lonely entrepreneurship can get, you know.
Exactly.
Those quiet moments when you are being aligned with your vision, your purpose, you know. So it's hard.
Yeah.
At the same time is exciting, you know.
Okay.
You know, it pushes you to do greater things. I dream big, so I think sometimes it scares me. Like, ke tlo fihla mara. But 1% every day. I'm gonna tell you about the challenges that I faced. Remember with all my neighbors, but I'm gonna be specific about this neighbor in Soshanguve.
Yeah.
Right. There was like no system.
Okay.
Right. So cliente a tla ya fihla o batla skete ba go tsa di measurement ba go fa price out of the head.
Speaking to the mic a bit.
Ba go fa price out of the head, and you come back ba o botsa gore e tla freitaga o tla freitaga, it's not done o tla tla gape sontaga gore ba se roke, right?
There's no structure.
There's no structure in all these things. And Linda, when I started, I was like that, because I mean, for me, it's what you learn at school and the experience that you're exposed to. So I thought, okay, this is how it's done, right? Now, I had to build systems.
Exactly.
They were needed, you know. This thing I called drafter pattern on a fabric. Like, now I'm becoming the business. I can't leave. You know, because I'm doing everything on my own.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's a back and forth thing. Like, you learn, then you still go back, and you learn, and still go back, and you learn, and still go back.
Yeah.
But being an all-rounder, being all in one in a business, it's exhausting.
It's very exhausting. It's very exhausting, and there's no scaling up.
Yeah.
With that. You know, because everything now falls on you. If you're not there, if you're not waking up, if you're tired, if you're sick, the business kind of pauses. You know, those are some of the challenges. Yeah. But how are you overcoming them, or how have you overcome them?
You know, I've attended a lot of workshops. Like I said, self-development is
very key.
It's a key. Yeah. So I would attend a lot of workshops, and I would show up to like every opportunity that I will get, right? But there's this one thing, heavy chef. I'm not gonna forget it. There's this one thing, heavy chef,
Yeah.
it was not just a workshop for a day.
Yeah.
It was something for every week.
Okay.
And what I love about it is it was every Monday, right?
Oh, okay.
So whatever that you plan on Monday, it will determine your whole week.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
with the first class
Yeah.
that I've attended, I had to go back to the drawing board, right?
Okay.
Because I remember while I was sitting in the class and one of my intern will just send me messages. What is this okay? Am I supposed to do? Like now it's like that.
It's
now
clear that you are the business.
Yes, yes, and we're now talking about that. And then I realized that this thing of me drafting a pattern on the fabric, it's not helping me. So if I
Exactly.
draft a pattern, I put a size and say there's a size. And when there's an order and one of the designers, assistant designer wants to make, it's there.
Yeah.
They don't have to call me. They don't have to ask certain questions,
Yeah.
right? So I was like, okay, this is what I have to do now. Build systems.
Okay.
Also customer service is very important
Exactly.
because clients come to me because I'm Modice,
Mm-hmm.
right? What happens when I step out, right? So I walk my clients to their car. I
good.
ask them how are they coping,
Yeah.
how's their week and all this and that, whereby you would get an intern who will just not do anything. It's like going to a doctor who just goes and just check you. Are you okay? Or no? So
Yeah.
prescription, that's it.
Yeah.
But then with me, it's building a relationship.
Exactly.
I have
Exactly.
most of my clients are the ones that always come back.
Yeah.
And I would sit with them and we'll talk. I
Yeah.
would go beyond the garments, the shoes,
Yeah.
the accessory. What are you wearing?
Yeah.
So it's customer service that kind of hits the most,
Yeah.
but also systems are essential in every business. They are very essential.
I love that for you. And I love that the fact that you were able to grow from that beginning stages, from your journey, and you experienced the challenges that kind of helped you kind of pivot and kind of narrow down your value proposition into the market. I love that about your story. It's amazing. Good. Okay, Morgan, we have gotten the origins. We now know the challenges of the journey of Modice Creation. And now we are at Modice Creation. Now you have grown from ke rekisa dikhete fela, ke rekisa dikhete le dithopo, no, and now you have presence in the market. Talk to us about the growth of Modice Creation and you as a person and how you have evolved throughout this entrepreneurial journey.
Well, the growth, right?
Yeah, the growth.
I've always been scared of the growth.
Why? Why are you scared of the growth?
Because it requires a lot.
Yeah.
I'll say when I say it requires a lot in terms of leadership,
Okay.
right? But before leadership and everything,
Yeah.
you have to know your business with closed eyes, right? You have to know your numbers.
Okay.
Right. So as the business owner, when we talk about growth,
Yeah.
you need to see and understand your numbers, right? So
You need to understand the balance sheets. Okay.
like I would sit with my the lady who was doing bookkeeping for me, right?
Yeah.
We'll sit for hours.
Yikes.
Literally with my monthly bank statement
Okay.
and asking me, what did you buy with this? What did you do?
Wow.
Why are you buying lots of fabric? Was this fabric for, because you could see, like, I love fabric.
Yeah.
So I would buy clients' fabric and I would buy my own fabric. Because, like, I love this. I'm going to do a
great.
collection. So it's those things where now it's recorded. Like there's so, like, the cost of fabric,
Yeah.
and the profit, all these things, they're not balancing, So I'm like, okay, it's because I love that fabric. That's why I bought it,
Was that Chalade? Was that Chalade that business?
So
Yeah.
when we talk about growth,
Yeah.
we talk about understanding your numbers. We talk about discipline,
Okay.
we talk about paying yourself a salary,
Yes.
right? We talk about not mixing personal and business. You know, we talk about the time that I was driving, and it was like I'm putting in petrol for the business, right? And I will go to a workshop, and when I'm done, I will do personal things with the petrol. So it's like now where's discipline in that? And like I remember when I wanted to get funding, right? And I would sit with my accountant, and we'll sit and say, just try discipline for a month.
Just 1 month.
Just 1 month. And I was excited. I was like, I'm going to do it for a month, right?
Yeah.
And then the following month, and she said to me, do it for another month, right? Just 1 month.
So are you updating them now?
So now it's this month. Like last month I was disciplined. Now this month I have to discipline. Okay. No, I'll do it for this month, right? And then the following month she's like, please be disciplined for just 1 month. So now it's now 6 months.
That you're doing this 1 month exercise.
Thank you.
Okay.
And now I'm able to do my own management accounts.
Hello.
Okay. So in that same process, now she said to me, now you are ready to ask for funding. Because you've been disciplined. Because the when they say we want management accounts,
yes,
you can simply just send them.
And you know how to interpret them.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I can basically say, okay, I didn't make money, but okay, now I have to check. Last month I made money. How did I make money? Okay, I made money through this. Okay, now this is something that I have to market because it's something that is selling, right? So now also that will be your GPS. It will tell you what to market, what to do. Like focus on. I remember at the Heavy Chef they used to say, focus on what is selling.
Supply and demand.
Leave the rest.
That's it.
Supply and demand, and leave the rest. And that's something that I had to learn the very hard way.
Wow. But that also sounds to me like it's a pivoting moment for you, and just a moment of clarity where you needed to understand, I may love all this range that I'm creative.
I'm creative, right? And I want to do all this and that.
Creative, but you know, kind of the how that accountant of yours structured and taught you how to discipline and how to be disciplined helped you understand what you need to do for your business. Correct?
Yeah.
That's amazing. For me, it also sounds like you had to go through that phase where you kind of identify what is selling and what is not selling, and just push what is selling. Forget about everything else. Everything else has its own journey and has its own season. Yeah. You know, that's very important. That's the biggest lesson for me that I'm understanding from you. Yeah. Is that it? Yeah. Okay, that's wonderful. I'm answering your question.
You're really answering my question.
That's
I know, but also I remember also when I was just sitting, I was like, I need to introduce because how you present yourself as a business is how people always look at you. So people always look at me like, oh, yeah, it's expensive. Because people call me woolies. I'm like, oh, okay.
Why do they call you woolies? Is it because of your image, or is it because of the business?
I think it's because of the business and also how I present it on social media.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So that's also the quality, you know. People go like, yeah, that's good. That's expensive. So and I had an advice of like, but you need like people around my area, they don't know that I'm a designer, right? Mm-hmm. But people outside my area knows, you know? Yeah. So now it's like, I need to have clients here, right? Yeah. We cannot let this township economy go to the city, you know? Exactly. So when my first launch was at the crossing a shopping mall, so what I did was to launch the apron, right? So I was launching apron, and all aprons were 150, right?
Okay, good.
And then I will have that small collection from 200, 350, and the 400 and 600 one, right? So, but I was pushing this 150, you know? Okay.
That's your introduction to the market.
Yes. Now. So funny enough is that I pushed it for like almost 6 months. Now it's just making few sales, right? I'm telling you that September, October, November, December, the aprons were selling like popcorns.
You lie.
I'm telling you. I even have a client that bought who was going to the USA. Like,
That's amazing.
that thing of like, okay, it takes a lot of patience, but like at that time, okay, this is not my season. Like winter was never my season. I'm not busy in winter, so take the opportunity to market your product and market it locally, like just here, you know. And people go like, "Hi, man, I stay in that same street, but I didn't know there was some, you know." And yes, and it was always that thing, you know.
But how long is this now? How many years are you counting now that this is happening? You're selling aprons. How long had it been when you are in business and consecutively you're making money, making profits, you know, your business is growing?
Let's just say, okay, I was based in Cape Town and I
Okay.
relocated in 2000, yeah. And then I relaunched Modice Creation, but I kind of relaunched it at a very high tone, right?
Okay. High tone, high market, high value.
So everything was just too high. But at that time, you know, I was going through very, you know, COVID happened. We went through
It
COVID.
happened.
Hey,
It happened.
hey, yeah. So COVID happened.
Yeah.
But with COVID happening, this was very nice because it will force you to be creative.
That's good.
Right?
That's good.
Yes, I was making profit. Yes, I was making money through
Yeah.
COVID. But I wanted the creative side of it, apart from Dimask, Lady, all these things.
So what did you say? No,
I did. The funny thing is, hey, bro, I would
Hey,
make like about
entrepreneurs.
I would make a lot of money.
Good.
But now what I did was to do book an appointment, kind of a boutique thing, right? So I would put a range there, and people will come and buy.
good.
Yeah, they will buy the whatever that they wanted, right?
Okay.
And that led to photo shoot. We'll do like photo shoots and all this and that.
That's beautiful.
I think with the photo shoot, that's where it reached the bar.
Yeah.
The bar went high because there's this creative product and the quality of the how I present my product, you know,
Yeah.
and how I would just do posts and everything.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it took a lot of adjustment
Okay.
because my business was more of word of mouth, and now I had to go online.
Because of 2020, or it was just a natural pivot for you and you were seeing other entrepreneurs just going online?
I think because of COVID, you know what COVID did? It just opened our eyes.
Yeah.
It did, in a way, because I now had to advertise and make a lot of noise through social media. Like there were no weddings, there were no baby showers, there was nothing.
Not a party.
Right?
Yeah.
So everything in Nikieta, it had to be online. And when the doors were opening, you know, when the market was really opening, now people know you.
Okay.
Because they've seen this
They were following
Modice.
you.
Yes, they were following. Yes, and I had to launch. You know, I would look at the seasons. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I remember the launch was the choo-choo skirts with the crop tops.
Okay.
And it was only plus size, and people never picture a plus size person wearing a crop top. With me is like, nah, because everyone go like, no, a choo-choo will make you too big. No. It's how you dress it. So I made spring in winter. That was my first launch after COVID.
Spring in winter.
Spring in winter.
Okay.
It was all choo-choo skirts and crop tops. All choo-choo skirts and crop tops. Bright colors.
Okay. So now you are selling choo-choo skirts. You're selling crop tops. And then what happens after? Where are you now? Talk to me about
Where am
this
I
collection.
now?
Talk to me about the eco collection. Talk to me about your different collections. Where is Modice now?
Where's Modice now? Okay,
Yeah.
Modice. Yeah, we've grown, hey.
I love that.
We've grown.
Yeah.
I have stuff of 4. Yeah, 4. I
Okay.
have learners. In partnership with Take a Lot.
Good.
So basically, thank you to Take a Lot. They're paying
Celebrate
stipend.
you.
They're paying stipend for my learners.
That's
It's a
good.
12 months learnership program.
Yeah.
I do mentorship.
Yeah.
You know, train them.
Yeah.
Everything that I've learned.
So now also Olawago next door, who has a whole shop, who has what do you
whole
call them?
studio.
A whole studio. My apologies. So you have become that woman that when Hohula you looked up to, you saw, and you were going to their workshop. How does that feel for you?
It's great.
Yeah.
But I feel like I haven't actually
Okay.
remember I said I have there's always that fear of growth
Yeah.
because I like in terms of leadership, it's a lonely place. It's
lonely journey.
lonely journey.
Yeah.
But it's also a calling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm built up for it.
Exactly.
But it's that thing, now you're having, because it's different,
Yeah.
it's different from, okay, I'm going to talk about my first stuff,
Okay.
right? It's different from having a learner from college
Yeah.
who's doing their 18 months,
Mhm.
right? Because there are basics that they were taught,
Okay.
right?
Okay. They
And
have
now-
foundation.
Yeah, they have a foundation.
Yeah.
And now you are getting like, because with the learnership,
Yeah.
the minimum requirement is grade 12.
Okay.
Now I'm having one who's in grade 12 and one who's maybe studying at UNISA,
Okay.
and they know nothing about a sewing machine,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
Now we're putting that and I'm celebrating like, oh yeah, now I have learners.
Yeah.
And at the same time is
You're a teacher.
I'm a teacher,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So do we say it's scale? Or do we say I don't know how to call it.
I think it's scale, but on a like horizontal place.
Definitely.
Because you are still learning how to be a leader while also teaching somebody how this industry works.
Yes,
You know?
right? But here's the thing. Because I remember one day I was just crashing out.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my mentor. I was like, and this is happening, and this is happening. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
let's just focus on what is working for me
Exactly.
and what's not working for
Yeah.
me.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes me to that Jenny and twin. Yeah, go heavy chef. What's
Yeah.
selling and what's not selling.
Exactly.
So
Supply and demand.
what's working for me? What was working for me is that I also wanted POE, right?
What is
The-
POE?
Like proof of experience.
Okay.
Right? I needed to collect the evidence that I'm capable of training and I
Yes.
can train and I can do mentorship, right?
Mhm.
Because this is the direction that I want to go, right? I want to see myself as a skill development agency or whatever,
great.
right?
Yeah.
Fine, but this is what I need to collect,
Mm-hmm.
right? The experience,
The lessons.
the lessons, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And how to maneuver this whole thing.
Exactly.
Okay. But in terms of growth, right?
Okay.
It's a 12 months contract. I'm training for 12 months, right? By the time it's 8, 9, 10 months,
Yeah.
they are producing the same quality that I'm producing, right?
Yes.
This is where scale starts. And in
Oh.
12 months,
Okay.
they're now done with their contract.
But you would have learned something also in the process.
In the process, yes.
Yes.
In the process, yes. And now when you're dealing with someone who's from college and have the foundation,
Okay.
right?
You're building.
You building, right?
Yes,
Like
on
I
that.
had this one of my best learners, best intern,
Yeah.
Tumelo did men's collection, but at
Good.
Modice it was 80% of like women, right?
Okay.
She would do the corsets, she would
Yeah.
do all, and now she's like he was starting to specialize in
Whoa.
like the corset and
Yeah.
this and this and that, right?
Mm.
So the foundation was there.
Exactly.
He was running away from the wedding dresses and everything, and boom,
Modice Creation.
You're going to do that. You're going to do
Exactly.
metric dance. It's going to be a corset. And the worst part of it, you're going to do a corset that is just lace and no fabric, right?
Okay.
So then now on the team that I have, they have to, like, I now would go like, okay, this is your strength, just focus on your strength, and
Exactly.
this one can do this. And then when it comes to like big orders, mass production, as much as I'm going to talk about scale, there's some certain things that I have to outsource.
Okay.
But
And it's good that you know that.
yeah,
It's good that you
it's a
understand
lesson.
your strengths.
It's an experience, right? So now I'm able to say, okay, now when it comes to the second round of saying I'm going to take learners,
You're going to be specific.
I'm going to be very specific because I've learned my lesson. I'm going to be,
Exactly.
and that's how growth is. You learn
Yeah.
and you apply what you learn and you go on. We make mistakes and So for me, I would say, yes, I've grown.
Yeah.
Yes, there's growth. Yes, I'm still going places. Apart from the challenges that I'm facing, I still see there's also gold in the green economy.
Exactly.
The secular
Talk
economy.
Talk to us about your different collections. I'm very interested in how you transform waste to value kind of materials, the offcuts that you use to make different products. Talk to us about the different collections that you have.
Okay, so I would throw a lot of fabric. Obviously, it's always big offcuts and this and this and that.
Yeah.
So how the whole thing started was, but they will tell you, oh, you can't throw away fabrics. This and this and that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, fine. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna have plastics and put, that 1% that will add up every week, and then at the end of the day, you have like bags still thing, you don't even know what to do. So I was like, okay, I need to clean.
Okay.
But there's something that I had to do. So there was this lady that I took. I was like, okay, come for lessons. And she was like, yo, I don't know anything. But I was like, okay, for her not to waste fabric, I would take the offcuts. I was like, combine all the offcuts,
Okay.
Little did I know that it will be something great. Like, you can imagine, this is like
different fabrics.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Then we moved from there to, it was Mandela Day is coming.
Okay.
So we did blankets and we donated them to the orphanage.
Okay.
And I saw it as that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I was like, okay, we had offcuts of jeans.
Yes.
Right. Then we mixed the jeans with the offcuts.
Yeah.
And that's when I decided, let me go with this jeans and offcuts.
Okay.
Then I had a post like, donate jeans.
Okay.
And we'll make something great with it.
Something. Yeah.
I had people donating jeans, like a lot. So I will use all those legs.
Okay.
Then I did utility bags. So it is cosmetic bag, laptop bag, clutch bag, all this.
Nice.
Right?
So you transformed the jean material into bags. Okay.
Then I did also the wine bags.
Okay.
Then I started launching that at craft markets.
Nice.
I did craft market. I did. Yeah, a lot of craft markets.
Nice.
And like first day it will be like an introduction, like, so you mean this is an old jean? I'm like, yeah, it's an old jean,
They don't believe.
and you mean this is old? I mean, like the only thing that I would buy in this, that it's like, it's a zip. And just the label.
Okay.
The rest is like, I didn't spend material.
That's beautiful.
I didn't spend on it, right?
That's good.
So yeah, funny enough is that the whole thing just became something big.
Yeah. It evolved.
It did, to the point where I was nominated by Tshwane for at the environment, the Department of Environment, when there was an opportunity. I was like, okay. And they were like, we're coming for a site visit.
Yes.
And I remember when that guy came, it
Okay.
was like, I was expecting like matlakala, nchila, containers,
Yeah.
those
Like a
bags.
scrapyard vibe.
I'm like, nope.
Mm-mm.
And he asked me, Hore, okay, where's your waist?
Mm-hmm.
So I had the storeroom full of bags. I must say, I was like, this is my waist. We went through the waist.
Yeah.
There's a lot, right?
Okay.
I even have like the beautiful saris, the Indian clothes,
Nice.
which was the donation from the temple,
Okay.
from bread,
Amazing.
So imagine all this, and I'm like, I can just make any product, right?
This.
With that,
Yeah.
meaning, imagine the profit margin.
It's a
I
lot.
mean, I just bought a zip,
Zip and chase.
Zip.
And then your skills.
and my skills.
That's
So,
beautiful.
So with that, then while they're asking me like, oh, we want you to grow in this and this,
Mm-hmm.
and in the whole thing of like, but as much as we want you to grow,
Yeah.
we want you to be equipped,
Okay.
So they gave me a course for project management.
Okay.
So I'm officially a project manager. Thank you to Department of Environment.
Thank you. Shout out to the Department of Environment.
So with
Yeah.
that, I'll be also taking like financial management.
That's
So
good.
as a project manager, you have
Yeah.
to deal with all these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going. I'm even getting donations.
I'm excited for your journey.
Yeah.
I'm
So
very
there's
excited.
golden ways.
Yeah.
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 When you look at it, I'm like, I've been buying fabric and now all this
All the
of
scraps
cards.
of cards.
Matlakala has profit. Okay.
Hello. Even in the fashion design business.
Did you even know, like,
Yeah.
in this these are old jeans,
Okay.
but for me to make it new,
Yeah.
I had to put like paint splashes.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And these are all the patches. It's not a one fabric, it's
Like
all the
patch,
patches.
patch. Wow.
Right?
Mhm.
And use, obviously, I mean, from one jean you can't get like big
Yeah.
off cuts. You use that leg,
Okay,
the one
okay.
that you could see there's still quality there. so yeah, to make it very new,
Yeah.
the whole paint thing works out for me.
That's so beautiful.
So yeah,
You are like a waste to value company with
Um,
this collection.
with that collection,
I
definitely.
love that for you. I love that for you. Morgan, we have over 100,000 possibly young people who would listen to this, and some of those people are, aspiring fashion designers like you. Some of those people have just a sewing machine, yakugu, and they don't know what to do with that one. I want you to speak to those people. I want you to speak to those young minds, encourage them, tell them, just give them light as to, your journey and what they could do for themselves to get to where you are, and inspire them to know that fashion design is also a career, but most importantly, entrepreneurship
Yeah.
is a thing that you need to explore. Talk to them.
Wow. I would say it starts with you.
Yeah.
Like, before anyone else, it starts with you.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of strength to believe in yourself and to believe in those dreams. Secondly, I would say discipline and consistency.
Yeah.
Those two things, they are a character.
Yeah.
You have to be built up.
Yeah.
It's character, it's not emotion. It's not, consistency will be, I have to show up
Even when I don't
even
want
when
to.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Right? So you show up even when you don't want to. There's no
Yeah.
emotion in consistency. This has to be done.
Exactly.
Like, you have to work on those two things. You have to work on discipline. You have to work on consistency. Discipline in finance, discipline in your plans.
Yeah.
Your weekly plan, because as much as you are creative, the mind can be everywhere, and you can be so unproductive. But discipline teaches you that emails have to be sent, invoices must be sent, follow up with clients must be done. So that will be your discipline. Your consistency is showing up. Self-development is, I have to learn certain things, I have to learn certain skills. There's now AI marketing. What am I missing? What is that? Like, it's all those things that they are entirely up to you. I would say also, knock at those doors. Go, present yourself well, because in the long run, you don't even have to introduce yourself anymore.
Your name will speak for you.
Your name will speak for you. So you need to work hard. You don't give up. I mean, there were days when I feel like I don't want to open. There are days when I feel like it's cold. I don't want to do this. But I'm going to say, like, entrepreneurship is something that you also have to do. There's that journey that is behind closed doors, right? No one sees the strength that you have to carry. No one sees those silent moments. No one sees all those things.
No one sees the struggles.
They don't, right? I'm one of those people. Like, my studio is just next. It's just in my house, right? So the discipline was, it doesn't matter if it's dirty. I wake up and I'm going to work. Right? And there were days where I felt like, oh, let me do the dishes or clean before. Like, no. At 8 o'clock, I have to be at work. Right? And I have to knock off at 4. And if it's lunchtime, I have to go to the kitchen and make food. After an hour, I have to be back.
Exactly.
So it all those things starts with you. Imagine if I didn't have that discipline. What would my interns do? They would follow, because I'm a leader. They will follow what I do. If I just leave anytime, they would do the same thing. If I eat the whole day, basically that's what they're going to do. So being a leader, disciplined enough to do what you want your followers to do. You have to be the good example to that.
You have to be that good example.
You have to be.
This is a lot. Because, a lot of people, they feel like this journey of entrepreneurship. But when I know, it's something you do while you are waiting for Spani. It's something you do just to hold you off, in that interim while you are still applying. And for you, it's not. For you, it's your life. For you, it's your business.
Yeah, boy, decades. We're talking about decades, right?
Damn, girl.
So you imagine believing in one thing for like 10 years, and like you're still here.
Yeah.
And funny enough is that our journeys are not the same. You will find those who have like a shortcut to it, and they're already there. And it booms, right? And you find those who have lessons that are waiting, and you have to learn those lessons.
You can't bypass them.
You can't. That is why if I always say, like, if I was just rich by just launching, I would have never learned any of those things.
You would have never learned how you need to narrow down your product offering. You need to start with DKT, and then they build on as a customer demands.
I'm telling you, even with my posts, like when someone is doing like, okay, I want to do, I was like, no, these are not the colors for my brand. This is not how I do things. So if you don't know those things, you even when you outsource, you just go like, okay, it's fine. It's because you don't know your brand. You have to know your brand. You have to know what it presents. You have to know the vision. You have to know where you're going. So learn.
That's good.
Learn. Self-development, the key.
And apply yourself. Apply yourself. I mean, what you have learned outside of university is what has helped you grow, And it almost seems like university became the foundation, and everything else, every course you took, every workshop you went to, built on that foundation, that core foundation of you being a fashion designer. And now you can even do your own finances. You know, you can even do your own marketing. You are learning about AI marketing, which is a new field. You know, I'm happy. I celebrate your journey, and this is what the Trailblazers podcast does. We celebrate real entrepreneurs who have real stories to tell, who want to encourage other people, you know, to join in this entrepreneurial journey and not be afraid of it. So we celebrate you today, and we are excited for your journey and for your growth as Modice Creation. But more than that, as Lebogang Morgan. You know, keep going, keep pushing. You are inspiring so many people who would not even come and tell you. But I believe that you are inspiring so many more. And keep on with your journey. Thank you so much for coming.